For 4 years, I had not sat at the same dinner table with my parents, not on Christmas, not on Thanksgiving, not even on my birthday. Every year, there was always some reason. My mother would say they were too busy. My father would promise, maybe next time, and every single time. I pretended it did not hurt as much as it did. So, when they finally agreed to come visit me in Seattle, I did not hesitate for even a second. I paid for both plane tickets myself. I booked their airport ride, rented a car so they would be comfortable, cleaned my apartment from top to bottom, and filled the kitchen with all their favorite food. Fresh flour set in the center of the table, a pot roast cooked slowly in oven, lemon pie cold beside the window. I even set the table up for four because part of me still believed this visit would feel like a real family again. But before I tell you what happened that night and how quickly my parents stopped it, saying maybe next time. After what I did next, tell me where you are watching from in the comments. The first night I told myself they were just tired. Flights are exhausting, I thought. Maybe they wanted to settle in first. Maybe tomorrow would be different. So I wrapped the untouched pot roast in foil, covered the lemon pie with plastic wrap, and wishes dishes no one had even used. The next morning, I sent my mother another text. Breakfast today. I found a nice little cafe near the water. I added the smiling emoji because apparently I still wanted to be easy to love. An hour later, Hannah posted photos on Facebook. My parents were already out with her family eating pancakes downtown. My father was smiling in every picture like he had not ignored my message all morning. Still, I invited them again that night, then again the next day. Lunch, dinner, coffee, a walk through park, place, market, anything. By day two, my father finally answered one of my calls. I could hear louder in the background plates clinking, music playing. Sweetheart, it's a lot of back and forth. He said casually, 30 minutes is not exactly around the corner. We are already seeing you by being in the same city. I started at the table while he spoke. After the call ended, I set out four plates anyway, not because I believed they were coming anymore, because I needed to see the truth laid out in front of me. Day 4 was when Oliver came over with takeout container balanced in her arms. The moment she stepped inside, she stopped walking. The table was still fully set. Candles, untouched, napkins, folded, four plates waiting like frozen time. She looked at me carefully and said, Sophia, this looks like a memorial. I laughed a little, but it sounded wrong even to me. Oliver sat beside me on the couch and said something I still think about to this day. Boundaries are not cruelty. They only feel cruel to people who benefit from you not having any. That sentence cracked something open inside me because suddenly I was 12 years old again, sitting on the school auditorium stairs in blue party dress after winning an academic award. Parents were supposed to be there. Mine never came because Hannah dance rehearsal ran late. Then I was 16, scanning the crowd during my debate final, while every other kind had someone cheering for them. Then 22 wearing money home from my first real paycheck while my father called me the dependable one. For years, I kept trying to harder, more money, more patience, more understanding, still advocating for a role I should have been born into. Daughter, not donor, not backup plan, daughter. That night, after all level left, I opened my laptop and started going through my bank record. Mortgage help, prescription cost, car repair, China childcare payment, emergency transfer, line after line after line. When I finally added everything together, the total sat there on the screen like a punch to the chest. 62,840 US dollar for years. I started at the number of for a long time before opening a blank separate sheet title. Then I type one sentence in bold letters at the bottom. Stop finding people who do not show up for you. And for the first time all week, I stopped crying because I already knew something they did not. Tomorrow was the last day. I waited. The next morning, on day 5, my mother finally called. Her voice sounded cheerful, almost casual, like the last 4 days and never happened. Maybe you can come by Hina for a little while before we head out for errands, she said, maybe, like I was being squeezed into an empty space between more important plans. I stood in my kitchen staring at the untouched fruit bowl on the counter and asked the question I should have asked years ago. Why did not you stay with me? There was a pause. Then my mother laughed softly, like the answer was obvious. Oh, Sophia, you are so independent. We knew you had understand independent. The family word for a loan. That sentence followed me all day. By evening, something inside me had gone completely quiet. Not angry, not emotional, just finished. I opened my laptop and started writing one simple email. Subject line. Travel and financial support. No beginning, no explaining my feeling in 10 emotional paragraphs. No asking them to finally love me correctly. I attached the spreadsheet first, then I attached one photo, my dining table, candleless, lit, 4 plates waiting, 4 empty chairs. Then I clicked send. After that, I opened my bank app one by one. Mortgage transfer cancel. Prescription account cancel. Henna childcare payment cancel. Family streaming bundle cancel. Car insurance cancel. Each cancellation felt less like revenge and more like returning stolen weight. At exactly 11:42 p.m., my father texts, "What is this email?" At 11:44, my mother called. At 11:45, Hina called twice in a row. I placed a phone face down on the counter and walked into the dining room. For the first time all week, the table was clear. No plates, no candles, no waiting. The call kept coming the next morning until I finally answered. My father sounded furious. "You are overreacting." "Now," I said calmly. "I am finally reacting the correct amount." My mother jumped in immediately. "We flew all this way to see you." "I know," I answered. "I paid for it." Silence. Then Hina spoke sharply. "So you are punishing the whole family now." I leaned in my chair and said the truth out loud for the first time in my life. "You are raising me to be useful. I am teaching myself to be respected." My mother gasped. "That's selfish." I almost laughed. "Now, that's just the word people use when your sacrifice stopped arriving on schedule." Nobody spoke after that. That night, Oliver took me to a small jazz bar downtown. The lights were warm, the music was soft, and for once I was not checking my phone every 2 minutes, hoping someone would choose me. Halfway through dinner, my screen lit up. A photo from my father. He and my mother were standing outside my townhouse at 16 p.m. Under the picture, he wrote, "We came to talk." I stared at the message for a few seconds before typing back. "I told you I was unavailable. Safe flight tomorrow." Three dots appeared immediately. Then another message. "Your mother is crying in the car." My chest tightened for just a second. Then I typed one finally reply. "I cried at this table alone for a week." After that, I turned my phone off completely, and for the first time in years, I finished my dinner while it was still hot. The next morning, my parents flew home without ever stepping inside my house, and the truth was, nobody life collapsed after what? My father found part-time consulting work. My mother switched to be a cheaper pharmacy plan. Hina canceled her beach rental for the summer and adjusted her budget. None of them become homeless. They simply had to manage the life they had been outsourcing to me. A month later, I received a handwritten letter from my father. One sentence stayed with me longer than the others. "I thought because you did not ask for much, you did not need much." It was the first real apology I had ever received from him. Not defensive, not guilt filled, just honest. 3 months later, they came back to Charleston. This time they paid for their own flights, booked their own hotel, and asked what they were for me. That night, I cooked dinner again. But when I set the table, I only placed three plates down, not four. No extra seat waiting for disappointment. No performance, no silent beginning to be chosen. And as I look around the table, I realize something important. I am not proud, I am awake. So tell me honestly, if your family only notice your value after you stop giving, would you let them back in or would you keep the door closed?